My name is John Bettis. Welcome back to the Rich Room, man. I got an incredible group of friends today. Man, this is it's gonna be a special show. You really gonna enjoy this. So I want to get right to it. I'm gonna go to my far right. This is my man, Fed. We know him as Fed the God. That's Fed.
What's up, y'all?
Right next to Fed, I got an extremely good clothier. My guy does clothes for me, David Allen.
Nice to meet you guys, man. Appreciate y'all.
And he rocks with a lot of wrestlers, WWE, like, dude, man, John Cena. Like, I'm just throwing names out, but this is David. Next to me, I got my man Brush. Sorry, I'm sorry. This is KB, Kelvin Bratcher, right here. Did I say that right?
You did, baby.
Right,
Still Moon.
Still Moon. So guys, I want to, first of all, again, I'm going to do this at the end, but I want to welcome y'all. Thank y'all for coming out for me, man.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate your
I
time.
really appreciate it. When I think about having people come and talk with me, I think about stories. I think about who they are, the impact that they have on everybody else. And honestly, like, who wants to hear something from the people I pick? You guys, I know you have a story. I know there's people who will be inspired by looking at you, listening to you, seeing what you're doing, and wanting to be in your place. You know, because I built the whole Rich Room podcast around the concept of inspiration. You know, because we take it for granted what we do. There's people out here that are looking for inspiration, that would trade places, that would I always said they would kill someone to be in your place or
Absolutely.
next to you to have a conversation with you about
For sure.
it. So this is our way of giving it back. So you better listen, man, because this is some great stuff. So KB, man, I want to talk to you, man. I know that. So on the surface, I know that you own car dealerships. You're an automotive guy. You are a fast food entrepreneur, and more importantly, you are the sponsor of the paid show. With Steel Moon, baby.
Cheers, baby.
Fellas, we drinking Steel Moon. Now I'm drinking the peach, correct?
White peach.
White peach. So tell us about you, man. Before you get to Steel Moon, tell us about you.
So, Dad and I were talking earlier about telling everybody's story, you know, and I've told the story 50 million times. So you're talking about a young kid that grew up in a single room projects in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina, moved around as a kid, first one to go to a collegiate school, North Carolina A&T. Shout out to HBCUs.
That's right.
And,
Park Atlanta.
Got a chance to meet my big brother T. Fawford a long time ago, and I got in the car business, and so slowly worked my way up. But when I saw him in his office, I always wanted to be him.
Man, really?
And so through connections and hard work, getting things done, he gave me a shot, and I got a chance to be a partner in the Infinity store. And then he
That's
said,
South Bay, correct?
South Bay in California.
Yep.
And then he said, the rest is up to you. So Ford approved me, GM approved me, and then I got a chance to buy a Nissan store in North Carolina.
Wow.
So we just closed on that a couple of months ago.
Wow, congratulations, man.
man.
Congratulations, man.
Trying to get it done.
That's what I'm talking about.
Drink to that.
Wow. So you know Tracy is a Rich Room veteran.
I know.
Probably the
I know.
craziest son of a bitch I know.
Country is motherfucker. I know.
Hey, listen. Tracy came in, man. He took over. He directed. He booted Amanda out, man. It was hilarious. He did his own promo. Tracy took over, man.
That's Tia.
And to hear that you looked up to him as like, this is the guy I want to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So imagine who's watching you. You don't even know who's watching you. You know what I mean?
It's crazy because you don't really think about it in that space. You know, my son once told me to say, Dad, I look up to you, which kind of blew me away because you're just being a dad and being a father. But at the same time, we've been told before that, hey, a lot of people live vicariously through you and you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
So every move you make, every step you say, everything you say, somebody's watching, somebody's listening. And so you got to be mindful of those things.
Yeah, they watch.
So
They're watching.
I don't like to talk about it, but at the same time, you have to talk about it.
You
'cause
have to.
You got to be able to give back and share that knowledge.
Yeah. Listen, man, I tell everybody, regardless if someone's making a comment, they're saying something to you, they're liking your pictures, or they see you when you walk by, they're watching you.
Yep,
People
absolutely.
are always watching
sure.
us. fellas.
Always.
They're always watching. Now, so tell us about Steel Moon, man.
So Steel Moon was a project, we all grew up with Moonshine in North Carolina. And so
I never had moonshine.
this is Moonshine.
That's what I'm saying.
So unaged whiskey is Moonshine.
Unaged whiskey.
Unaged whiskey is Moonshine. And so what we did was we took one of my business partners' great granddaddy's recipes, 100 plus years old. we took it, refined it, and made it where it would stay in this present form forever. And so,
Really?
yeah, so the flavor profiles of these are phenomenal. We're in 9 different states right now. Total Wine is one of our biggest clients. And we've done Harlem Whiskey Festival. We've done Atlanta Whiskey Festival. We've done a bunch of stuff in Indiana. We've done stuff for Larry Bird. We've done stuff at Final Four. We've done stuff for Oprah. And so we've taken a product that everybody thought was a backwoods product, which is sort of part of the story, which is iconic in itself. When you think of Coca-Cola, Harley Davidson, Moonshine is one of those things, right?
Yeah.
Everybody has a story about Moonshine. So we tagged the phrase alcohol and conversations, right?
Right.
Some of the best stories I held, having a drink, having a smoke. Smoke one, drink one, right?
That's it.
That's what we do.
So
we created a product that sort of exemplifies that profile.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
And it's delicious. This white peach is banging.
Yes, sir.
I think we got to have this on every episode, man. I think.
Well, you know, we can talk about that.
We're officially still Moonhouse right now.
Yes,
man.
sir. We are
officially. That's dope, man. And again, man, that to me it resonates because you talked about you know, using Tracy as a mentor and people mentoring you. So Dave, man, you tell me about it. Listen, I can tell you firsthand that there's a lot of people locally looking at you as the premier clothier for us, wanting to emulate everything you do. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that.
I know this personally. So tell us about you, man. How did you get here?
Yeah, I used to sell medical equipment. Kind of going back into the day, even as a child, I used to flip. I'd go to Gabriel Brothers. We couldn't afford a lot of clothing. We'd go to the discount clothing shops. I'd buy candy. I'd take it to school and I'd flip it and sell it for
Hustling.
Skittles for $1, Starburst for 50 cents, all that stuff. Got into like creepy crawlers back then, and I always had a knack for just trying to flip stuff and make money. And when I kind of went up through high school and college and everything, I got into medical sales. And I was making great money at the time, traveling the country, seeing everything on the company's dime. And I just felt unfulfilled. Anybody that I worked for, I just felt like they shouldn't have been my boss. I felt like they didn't have anything more special than I brought to the table. And it just kind of, it made me really just start thinking about things. And back in 2013, 2014 is when I started kind of playing around on my own to try to build businesses. And I would drive 3-4 hours to my territory and I would just listen to podcast after podcast. And I realized that these people that are millionaires and billionaires were no different than me.
None.
Had the same stories, but it was all adversity faced and trying to figure out, hey, should I try this and should I try to see what I can do with it? And I just basically came home one day and I got introduced to custom suits back in Chicago and New York. And the people that I was buying off of were selling to celebrities and athletes in the city. And I was never happy with the product. And it didn't make sense to me how they could have pictures of celebrities on their wall. And then I'd come home and I wouldn't even wear the thing that I just spent $1,500 on.
Man.
And so I came home one day and I just said, I think I could figure this out and do better than they could. And the initial thought was, I just want to get free clothing out of the thing. So I called my first 5 friends. I said, hey, let me sell you a suit, $300-$400. And I knew they were, paying equivalent to that at like a Macy's or something. And my goal was to make a couple bucks and then just get free clothing out of the equation. And I got connected with WWE wrestling early on. And
that's a bang too.
Yeah, it was.
That's huge.
One thing I've realized is
that's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, one thing I realized was that was a funnel system with all the athletes and celebrities because a lot of our ex-football players or musicians or different people. And then the platform that WWE had, I kind of wanted to carry my name with. So I got connected with Titus O'Neil. He was the first WWE wrestler that I worked with, and I met him at the Marriott next to the arena, and he bought 10 suits off me the first night that I met him. I did all of them for him at cost because it was like the first celebrity that I was going to get with. And of course, I fucked every single one of them up.
Of course.
So we went back and forth for about 3 months. He was so gracious, took me and his little son and really mentored me and everything. And January of 2016, he just said, I want you to book a flight and travel with WWE. I'm going to walk you around the locker room. And in 3 days, I sold 52 suits to 9 different wrestlers. Wow. And I came home from that trip and I said, I think it's time to open up a bank account.
Hold on. That trip, 52 suits.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's 9 different wrestlers. Yeah.
Custom suits.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was
Dude, how did you handle that? You didn't even have the capacity at that point, did you?
No, I didn't even know what I was doing really at that point. It was
we had taking orders.
Yeah, we had 2 fabric books. That's all I had. Now we have thousands of pieces of collection that we could throw through. And it was just handwriting everything. And there was no computer software. There was no system. I had nothing in place to build a business. And just kept a binder and everything was kind of stacked in there. And at that time, we were making clothing in China. It was the only place that I knew where to go in the beginning. And the product was just junk. It was not good, but it was enough to kind of get started and kind of teach me a lot of things. And then April of 2016, ESPN did a story on Titus, and he was mentioning his clothiers that he worked with. It was me and another gentleman out of Tampa. My boss actually happened to be watching ESPN at that time.
For the medicals?
Yeah. Shit. So a couple days later was the NFL Combine, and I'm driving out to the NFL Combine to try to sell suits. And we had a conference call at 9 a.m. on that Friday, and I just avoided the conference call. And about an hour into the drive, my cell phone stopped working. So I had a feeling that it was the end of my ride.
That was it. That was probably it.
Yeah, and then I get home. I had a good trip out there. Monday morning, a FedEx envelope was on my front door waiting and basically said I was fired.
Wow.
So I packed up all my stuff, put it in a nice David Allen box, and shipped it back.
Right back to you. He did you a solid,
For
man.
sure.
He did you a solid.
And at that point, it was I just built a house, paid off a $100,000 student loan, and then lost my job all within about a year, so I had no cash. And I just called my financial advisor and I said, it's time to rip my 401.
Right.
And
I got to go.
Had $180,000 saved up and ripped it all and thought it would last me a couple years. And I think it lasted me about 6 months.
Yeah.
And then it was broke and the back was up against the wall at that point.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a crazy ride.
That's a hell of a story,
Yeah,
man.
and then we just did, fortunately, it grew to a point where we just did The Rock's outfit for WrestleMania this year. So I got to fly to Dallas to meet him and start doing some work with him. And
that boy massive, man.
Insane.
He's massive.
That vest.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Thank
I watched it. My kids watched it. Say, who did that vest? The guy who does my suits?
Yeah.
He said, you're lying. I said,
Yeah, it came in. So it came in on a Wednesday, and he had to wear it on Friday, and it came in Wednesday, and I was like, this is so ugly, I can't give it to him. So what happened was we sent over the design files to our team, and they distorted the files. So when they transferred them to go print on the garments, they were all pixelated. So the garments came in, and I was like, I panicked for a little bit because I didn't know what the hell to do. Everything was under the gun from a timing standpoint. So we just kind of got to the drawing board, and I was like, if I could just hide every blemish on there, I can pull this off and turn this into a really big project. And we hand glued 4,000 gems over top of every pixelation.
4,000?
Yeah. It took 38 hours. Just
4,000?
hand glue and everything.
With the glue gun and the
picker? It was just a toothpick and glue because I didn't know anything about the glue gun.
Toothpick?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about glue guns. I've never done gems or anything like that, and this was my first project to dive into that. So
you bedazzled the rocks.
Yeah. And now looking back at it though, for the spectacle of what WrestleMania actually is and how loud with the lights, the cameras, all that stuff.
It was perfect.
It was the perfect thing, and that mess up was what actually propelled it to be a crazy ass look.
Man, that's it, man.
I think that's another masterpieces.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, it was crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The message is don't quit, man, because it ain't over
until
it's over.
For sure.
You thought, man, it's over, it's bad. No, you just switched it. Damn.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a story.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that have happened that you guys all do the same stuff. You have different things that people don't understand what you do. And I did a big movie for John Cena is one of my biggest clients. I do all of his stuff. He's purchased about 500 suits off me since I started. And we had the movie that just came out yesterday called Jackpot. We had a big hiccup on his suits for that movie. And basically we had our first software glitch ever with the business, and he was supposed to try a suit on a Monday. They were starting filming the next Monday. He couldn't get into the trial until Wednesday. Well, we make everything now in Thailand, so there's a 5-day shipping to get it there. Suits arrive Wednesday. He sends me a video, which I haven't saved. I haven't publicly posted it or anything. But basically our software made his jacket out of my jacket size. So he sends me this video message and he throws the jacket on.
He looks like you.
Turns to the side and you hear him stretch it, and then all of a sudden you just hear it rip.
He ripped it.
Sleeves, and I got it tattooed on my leg from that picture. But what we had to do was we called our team, and we had to stop production that night. We knew we already missed the shipping method of it, so there was no way to get it here. So I had to hire a guy from Thailand.
Take a flight.
To jump on an airplane and hand deliver 32 suits.
Damn.
So it was my name was on the line with that one, and I couldn't let him down. So it was.
Dude, when adversity hits, you got to step up.
For sure.
You got to step up.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Fed, man. How the hell you gonna beat that, man?
Shit.
Man, a flight. He hired a dude from Thailand
to bring 32
it over. Like, get here.
I mean, I'm just a guy.
It's just shit.
Like, so yeah,
damn. Yeah, I mean, what? Man, right. You can take a drink on that one.
Yeah.
Take a drink on that one. Yeah. You up. What the hell? Okay.
I'm Fed.
Where you from, Fed?
I'm from the north side of Pittsburgh,
From the
man.
north
I'm from
side.
the north side of Pittsburgh. I make music. My story's kind of
Great music.
Great music. I make amazing music. My story's kind of similar to Bratcher's. I'm from the Northview Heights projects, bounced around neighborhoods, single mom household.
Yeah, man.
My origin story is not what I want to be now. I kind of started similar to you, honor roll student, basically all throughout school. I wanted to be an orthodontic surgeon. Then unforeseen circumstances, I was in a car and got caught up when I was 19 trying to enlist into the Naval Academy because they was going to pay for school. 19 years old, I got caught up with some heroin in the car. And we was all in the car. Nobody fessed up to it, but we all held each other down. So my first time ever going to jail, I was in jail for 6 months on a $250,000 bond and couldn't pay that. But my grandmother, this changed my life forever. My grandmother put up 50 grand.
Wow.
And she came to the court. She put up 50 grand and she snapped on me in front of the judge.
Courtroom.
In the courtroom. I'm in handcuffs. She snapped on me. She said, yeah, you ever do this again, I'm gonna just leave you there. And then the judge looked at me like, yo, you're from a good background. Like, you ain't really have to be doing what you was doing. So you come back here, I'm sending you up the road for 10 years.
Wow.
I got out of jail. I was making music at the time too, but like you were saying, I look like Master P, so that's my inspiration. I never really seen myself behind the microphone. I seen myself behind making artists who they are. Mm-hmm. So that's my end goal. I want to have a record label. So, my homies, they forced me into the studio. They made me rap. But I sometimes, like, people to this day say I don't care about rap. It's just because I know it's like, I have a crazy ego. Right. So
as you should.
It comes.
Everybody here better. I'm sexy. Shit.
Literally, I'm handsome. I believe in myself. I'm very confident. People confuse that with arrogance. I'm not arrogant because I'm like, I don't think I'm better than nobody, but I believe in myself.
You gotta believe.
You have to believe.
Like, I'm very delusional in myself, if you will. So, I did that, got caught up, got out of jail, got 3 jobs. I had to humble myself because I was indulgent. I was like, be real, I was selling drugs. Yeah. So, I humbled myself, had my sons, got 3 jobs. I had to humble myself to work at PF Chang's, Max and Irma's, and IHOP.
Man, at the same time?
At the same time. I had a kid and I was used to making dope money. So it was like I had to get the equivalent. Yeah. And then at this point, music's the only thing that's really making me happy. So I had to even pay for that. And then like David said, man, it was just like, I couldn't work for nobody. I still to this day don't work well with people telling me what to do. So it was like, man, one day the boss told me, I'm in there listening to beats, like while I'm cooking. Matter of fact, it was pancake day at IHOP. Bro, there's like 100 pancakes on the grill. My boss came here, I'm listening to beats, I'm cooking my pancakes. He said, man, you moving slow, you never gonna get a rap deal. You ain't gonna never do nothing. Man, I quit, left there.
Immediately.
Immediately.
I'm not, okay.
I left there. I went to my homie Icy's crib and I told him, I said, bro, give me a year and 6 months and I'm going to be on a record label. And he said, all right, bro, cool. I stayed in the studio every day for damn near 16 hours a day. Even when he didn't want to do nothing, I would just go there and just listen to music. I did that. I made a sound. So this was from 2015 to 2018. I didn't even release a song. So for 3 years straight, I stayed in the studio until I found one song.
Wow.
So 3 years straight, I stayed in the studio. December 26, 2017, I went to Stevie B's and I made a song called Bobby Boucher. Now I love rap. Like I love rap and I love telling my story. I don't care for club music because I never really care for the club. I'm a sociable person, but I don't care for it. This song was a club banger. I didn't drop the song immediately. I dropped a song called No Pen, No Pad because I felt like, yo, I'm talking crazy. Right. This is what they want. The one you like. The one I like. Mm-hmm. Didn't go over too well. I was contemplating on giving up music. I woke up on February 8th, 2018, I woke up. My homie had released a song for me. Really? 3 months later, I performed at every bar in Pittsburgh. Wow. Man. Getting paid. Man. $750 a show, 2 times a week.
And you didn't want to put
the song out. Didn't want to put the song out. My homies made me put the song out. They put the song out. And then my homie, shout out to Mike Curl. That's my dog.
That's my man.
I still didn't believe
Mike, hold on. Mike, where the hell you at? So Mike. I was on his podcast. I did the Webby. Dude, you owe me, man. You bring your ass. I'm sorry. I digress.
I'll be good.
We digress.
I still at this point, I'm still like, I'm like, bro, like it's music. Like now we're going through the phase. I'm seeing like my homie, Trilzy dad, like everybody been wanting me to rap. I never like I tell people this all the time. I never wanted to rap. Like even how I carry it now, people be like, you don't care. It's like, no, this is not what I see myself doing. I want to be a surgeon. Man. So like, even then, I didn't plan on shooting a video to Bobby Boucher. It's the hottest song in Pittsburgh. I don't care about it. I'm not promoting it. I don't care. Like, it's like, bro,
Right.
this is what I do. Mike calls me, like, he goes to Stevie B, like, yo, who's this Fed kid? Who's this Fed kid? I cannot stop listening to this song. Like, and at this point, like, I ain't even have it to be even shoot a video on some real shit. Mike called me like, yo, I'm gonna pay for the video. I don't want nothing from you. We met up at a bar. He said, I'm gonna pay for the video. All I need you to do, and Doran shot the video. He said, all I need you to do.
Doran shot it? Our
Yeah.
Doran?
Yeah.
Doran's behind the scenes. You can't see him.
Doran shot the video. He said, all I need you to do is provide everything for the video. I'll pay for the video. I'll make sure everything's cool. I promise you, I threw a party for the video. Doran's in there. The camera is sweating. It's packed in there.
It's
Packed, bro. I threw a party. I dropped the video. Take over the whole city. I'm still playing with rap. At this point, I'm still just playing
Dude,
with it.
first of all, who does that? Who comes to you and says, you know what? I see you bubbling.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to step in. I don't want anything out of it. I just
Genuine
want to make
people,
sure
bro.
that this goes where it needs to go.
Yeah, so that's
It's
like
bigger than you.
it's
bigger
bigger.
than that.
It's bigger.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's like just it was just like, and it's just how I carry myself. Like, I'm very humble. Like, even today, like, a lot of rappers be assholes and shit. Like, fans be like, I ain't nothing without whoever listens to my music.
Yeah.
I'm nothing without you. So it's like, why won't I take time out my day to make your day special? Because you're acknowledging me.
Yeah.
So I have to acknowledge you, because without you, I don't get paid.
That's a smart
People
way
don't
to do it.
understand that. So bang, I'm still playing with rap. Now it's like, all right, I'm going crazy. I'm performing. I'm having fun. I'm like, fuck it. Like, my sons is loving it.
Now it's fun.
Now it's fun. Man, Taylor Gang holla at me. I start to see a funnel. Like, I just start to see a funnel. Chevy follow me. Yo, keep going. You going crazy.
Oh, it was slow.
It was slow. Then Sledgerin follows me. I'm on a story. He playing my music on a story. I'm like, all right, cool. Will follow me. I trolled. I tell people this all the time. I was trolling. I took a picture in Get-Go and I said I was in Greensburg. Will knew exactly where I was at though. So he comments under my picture like Greensburg, ha ha ha. And then he DMs me like, yo, anything you need in the studio, just come to the studio. We do that. So we exchange numbers. Will, I fuck with Will for this. Will, I ain't know they was on me yet. We exchanged numbers. The first thing Will did before he told me he was interested in my music, he sent me 10 documentaries to watch on TV, and they sent me a book to read about the music business.
I like Will.
He sent me a book to read about the music business. I understood. Before I was even able to talk about music, when we would meet, he would ask me, yo, what's the percentage this manager get? What's this? What was this chapter in the book? And I'd be like, no, this is this, this is that. And he was like, all right, you read that. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then, like I said, I'm still playing with music. I'm like, bro, I still don't see it. Like, cause it's like, I'm not a person who gets caught up in I have an ego, but I don't get caught up in me. Cause I got kids, bro. I'm like, I'm caught up in that.
Yeah,
so
you're
it's
a
like,
family man.
Yeah, I'm a family man. Like, I love being with my kids. I love being with the guys. Like, that's what I do. So, all right, bang. I got another banger called Sore Loser. She wanted, that goes crazy, super crazy.
Yes, sir.
Then they fly me out to LA. For the first 3 days in LA, bro, I could not make a song. Like,
You got like a writer's block?
nah, bro. It was just like it was just on, bro. It was just like I'm used to recording by myself.
Yeah.
Like every beat,
Oh.
like my crazy songs, every beat I ever do, I don't rap to a beat. Every beat is made catered around my music. I rap from a heartbeat, so I'll just write from a feeling. Like I write from a mood, how I'm feeling. That's how I write my music. It comes from a heartbeat. So I could not make a song. So like Mike Ludi, he pulled me to the side, like, yo, I don't know what your regimen is or how you do it. I'm like, look, bro, I'm used to this way.
Right.
Man. He told me, he said, yo, well, we ain't really got all time for that. From there, I hit a switch. I made 60 songs in 30 days.
60?
Yeah. Like, and
But they had to talk to you like, dude, that's not how we do it.
Yeah, that's
I
not.
need you to get it.
And they just needed
Get in the
me. Just get in the game. So I did 60 songs in 3 days, made a whole mixtape, dropped it February 11th, 2020. They gave me my record deal. Sky's the limit for me. I'm 26 years old. Everything about to go up.
Man.
I come home. 2 weeks later, I got a sold out show at the Ultra Bar. A week later, COVID hit.
Wow.
So I'm sat
So
down.
you had to
for
sit
3
down.
years. So now it's like, fuck. Now I'm dealing with, now I got some rap money.
Yeah.
Can't spend it. Don't know what to spend it on.
Yeah.
Cause it's like, I can't even see, I'm seeing all this for something I didn't care about, but it cares everything about me. I started to care more about it.
Mhm.
And then now I'm sat down. So I'm turned from the ascending rapper going crazy to now I'm a teacher. I'm teaching my kids in school.
Man.
Like, I'm doing all that from getting the biggest blessing in my life. So now with all that, you go through the depression, you go through like cause I keep it real with myself. I was never the artist here that got the
Right.
most views, the most
Yeah.
traction, but I have the best man and I'm the most marketable.
Mhm.
And I make the best music. I don't care what nobody say. Nobody can make a better song
Right.
than me here. Like, so it's like I do all that shit, set the fuck down for 3 years.
Damn.
And it's like, well, what do I do now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
How do
now-
you eat?
Yeah, how do I eat? Cause it's like, yeah, I got some bread, but like there ain't no money coming in.
Yeah, nothing coming in. You
There's
just money
nothing.
going out.
Yeah, it's money going out. Everything is going out. Like going dish, nothing's coming in. And then it's like you can't even invest in stuff right now because everything was down.
Man.
So now on some real shit, I'm trying to make some bread. So I'm putting money here, Dogecoin hit, GameStop hit. I'm losing money on, bro. I'm putting money in Robinhood. I'm
You
losing
do
money
everything.
on.
You
Look,
day trading.
I ain't gonna hold you,
You
bro.
day trading.
I was up like when they had shut down Robinhood for GameStop. I was up
Uh-huh.
300 bands. I could not pull the money out.
Wow.
They would not. They shut Robinhood
They shut it down.
I
Yeah.
could not pull the money out. I was up like 300 grand on that. I'm like, fuck it. But they just gave me my initial back, so I 12 grand.
Right.
So I'm like, all right, that's cool. Like I got that back, and then it's like, well, what else do I do? Like,
Yeah.
so it's like a whole bunch of trial and error. And now I'm in an era where it's like, all right, all that shit over.
Finally.
Yeah,
You
all
back.
that-
You can breathe now.
I can breathe now, but now it's like we in Pittsburgh, bro. So it's
Right.
like I gotta get it back cracking.
You gotta
again.
get, and now you gotta just
Yeah.
continue to push.
So now I'm at this point, I'm at the point that y'all all went through. I'm at the adversity
Yeah.
point in my career where it's like a lot of motherfuckers who once believed in me don't believe in it no more. And I'm cool with that shit.
Man.
So it's like that. And then it's like, you know, you just gotta get it back cracking.
Man, I've been watching this little clip on IG. I think his name is LaRussell,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
LaRussell.
Just send it to me.
Yeah, I sent you that.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna tell you what he told the crowd. Bitch, it ain't over till it's over.
Nah, it ain't
Man,
over
that
till I
shit
say
was
it's
so.
over.
He said, "It ain't over till it's over, dude." Because as you're going through adversity,
Mhm.
you know you can't see the light.
Yeah.
You can't see the light, but you're in front of a huge light and you don't
Mhm.
see it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't see it. You're sitting there. You're down. You just got fired. You know, but you don't see what's ahead of you. Everybody else can see it.
Everybody
like,
else,
dude,
yeah.
Everybody's excited.
So that's what I'm. Right.
We're sipping Still Moon.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I know you went through adversity with that. Sometimes mixing the recipe and shit, it didn't work. So now I'm going through that. Like,
So we got a chance to go to Seville County, which is in Tennessee. So
Mm-hmm.
at that exit, 407, it's the most traveled exit in the country.
Really?
Turkey Creek is there. It's basically Myrtle Beach on steroids for Tennessee.
Mhm.
And so we're in a meeting with Sid Baylock, who's the largest DOT contractor. We're in a meeting with the Haslam brothers.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so they are building a distillery at that exit called Thunder Road, which is based off of the movie. And so they needed a minority partner because
Mhm.
they didn't have a minority partner. They had all these brands they wanted
Yeah.
to bring into the
Yeah.
distillery, and they asked to bring us in. So we took a tour for about 2 or 3 days, going through Dollywood, Pigeon Forge, the whole deal, touring all of the distilleries, Midnight Moon, Cat Daddy, all these
Yeah.
places are
Yeah.
there, Sugarland.
Yep.
And so we kicked everybody's ass. I mean, literally kicked everybody's
Yeah.
ass. So we go back to that exit and we're in the place called the Chop House. And the guy has somebody that's sort of that concierge
Mhm.
that's helping him out. And it's his brother. And we're sitting in the room and we're the only minorities in the room. And we're listening to the story. And I'm having like a Miami Vice type moment where the guy's looking out at the water. And I look and I said, why ain't no black cooks in the kitchen? That's weird. And so in my mind, where I come from, it's like, you know, there's got to be somebody black in the
Somebody
kitchen.
cooking back
Where
there.
it be
somebody
good.
in the kitchen.
And so the guy walked by us. He said, y'all making history today. And I was like, what do you mean we making history today? And so we sat there. And I said, that's weird.
History.
And so the guy offers us a part of the deal, but he wants us to buy into the deal. And I was like, no,
Oh,
y'all
yeah.
called us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all called us. Yeah,
No,
You're
yeah.
not bringing money to
I'm
this
not
deal.
bringing money to the table.
Yeah.
Y'all can bring us on and give us a piece. And so, well, y'all can't do this without us because we hadn't launched yet.
Yeah.
I said, what do you mean? He said, we're gonna give you all this distribution. We're gonna make it happen for you. You can't do this without us. And so the partners left, and so we had this long ride back to Carolina, and everybody's deliberating. You know what? Half of something is better than half of nothing.
Right.
Mhm.
And I was like, nah,
Nah, man. Nah, that's not it.
That's not how we going.
Nah, we're gonna do this ourselves.
Yeah.
So we built the company based on relationships. We knew somebody at Glazers, one of the partners, the general counsel for Eli Lilly,
Mhm.
that knew the head of Glazers, and he said, you know what, I'm gonna do you a solid. So he took this small company and allowed us to start distributing in Indiana, and that's how we got started.
Really?
And so one relationship after another relationship after, had 5 guys that knew nothing about the beverage industry, but because of our relationships. So if I couldn't sit down and have a drink with you, and if I didn't like you from that drink, I wouldn't do business.
I wouldn't do business with you.
Hey,
I wouldn't do
listen,
business with you.
That's a fact. You do
Relationships is
business-
more than money.
It is, man.
Yeah.
You do business with people you like, know, and trust.
Literally.
You
Yeah.
like, know, and trust.
I gotta
And
be
how
able
do
to-
you pierce that.
I got to be able to, like, in order for me to do business with you, I got to be able to invite you into my house. Like, you got to
That's
be
dope.
family.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for me to really trust you with something with me, I got to be able to invite you to my house, and I got to know where you live.
Especially because business is the most important thing too. Like
And that's our life.
it's your life.
It's our life.
A lot of people don't see that. They don't understand that. And I always say, my biggest thing is like I give everybody 100% of the benefit of the doubt.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take my trust level to 99%, it might as well be a 0 because I can't work with you.
Yeah, no, yeah,
And
it
that,
is a
it's
zero.
that crucial.
It is a 0.
Yeah.
So, fellas, I want to switch up a little bit. I normally start like this, but I did not. But we got right to it. We got right to the meat today.
Yeah, we got
So-
to it, man.
So I called you. I called you guys. I seen you. I said, listen, man, I would love to have you on the podcast. What the hell? Did y'all see an episode? Because we're trying to bubble now. We're getting it out. But what did y'all think about? Like, what the hell is John talking about? What
So
What'd you
the first time I met your ass was at the Savoy.
Mm-hmm.
You and Chuck, and so one of the bartenders created this crazy recipe for me and Tracy, and that recipe still sticks today.
Wow.
And so, what was interesting was we kept talking about Still Moon, and I almost got the impression it's like, John don't fucking believe in me. Excuse me, you don't fucking believe in me.
Okay. All right.
And so I sort of felt
All
it was
right,
like,
all right,
you know,
okay.
Chuck had his fever drink, and I said,
Right.
and all these things. And so I went out on a mission. I said, you know what? I'm gonna get back to this place, and we're gonna have a
I'm
conversation.
gonna tag his
And
ass.
so every time I came into town and John saw me, he said, hey. So we spoke, but you always spoke and shared love with me.
Right.
And so we've grown since then. So
Yeah.
it's always interesting to start from nothing to get to this point and to be able to come back to the table and say, here we are.
Hey,
Here
check this out.
I'm still standing.
I'm still
right
standing.
here.
I'm on that white
this is
peach,
what-
baby.
and this is-
I'm on that white peach.
And this is what I got. And so that's what it takes, right? That's literally what it takes. So it's not like you said no, but it's almost like you said, come back to me and see
Come
me when
back.
you're ready.
Show
Right.
me. Show me.
And so that's what we did. We showed them. And so
Yeah.
that motivation, whether it's the guys in Tennessee, whether it's
Yeah.
your motivation, when you get pushed down, that
You gotta make
belief
them respect
matters,
it.
right? You got to believe.
Yeah.
You gotta believe. And so that's how we've always thought about it.
It's funny, man. It's funny. So in my title company, in my office, I have I claim to be, I'm the good guy, man. I'm always the good guy. I always try to take the high road
Yeah.
all the time,
Mhm.
right? So, but it's at a cost, because we know good guys finish last,
Yep.
It's at a cost. So in my office, I have a sign. It's Frank Sinatra. I'm a big Rat Pack fan.
Mhm.
Sammy Davis, Frank Sinatra. My man is Dean Martin. I love Dino, right? But it's set like you'll see. I got images in here of the boys too. The picture says the greatest revenge is massive success,
Mhm.
Yep.
not success. Massive success.
I get
You want to
in.
shut somebody up?
Get
You don't
rich.
got to talk about them. You don't have to say anything negative. Win,
Literally.
massive win.
My dad back in the day when I was going through a bunch of shit, he said a quote to me, and it was, "Success is the ultimate way to say fuck you."
That's it, man.
And I've
I
lived
like
with that my entire life.
It's the
and,
ultimate fuck.
and you don't have to say anything to anybody else. You just let your actions speak on
Yeah.
that. But you still stay true to who you are. Treat people right.
Mhm.
Be respectful.
Literally.
Help others.
That's what Mike be.
Um,
I talk to Mike a lot. Like me and Mike talk like every day, and he be like, "Bro, I promise you, all this shit you going through now, you about to get this W, and that shit's about to not mean nothing." And then he tell me this because he said, "I know you gonna win, and I know you personally." He said, "Do not shit on people. I know how you feel right now
Yeah.
because
you
you don't
can't.
see it.
Can't.
You can't.
You
You,
can't,
just
man.
gotta like the way you're gonna shit on people is to win and give them grace." And that shit sticks with me, bro. Like I just try to just be so mindful, even
Yeah.
even if I feel a way about you. Like I was talking to Jazz, and I'm like, "Look, man, about a certain situation." I'm like, "Nah, you can't push that man out.
Yeah,
Like
you
you know,
can't.
like we fuck with that shit."
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I'll tell you one thing with Fed is, and I wanted to interrupt earlier, I work with a lot of people from all over the country, all over the world, all different walks
Yeah.
of life. And one thing I love about Fed is he's always been humble, respectful, appreciative, and just a joy to be around. And I genuinely mean that, man. And that's
Thank you,
why
bro.
that's the characteristics that take you to the level
From
of
the
success.
first day I met Fed.
Yeah.
From the first day. He ain't know me from Adam.
Yeah,
From the first day I met. You know what I mean?
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
From first day. And you mentioned Jazz. Where's she at? Jazz, am I sexy? Where I'm at? You got me, Jazz? How am I looking? Man, tell her to come check me out.
But
I'm sexy over
to
here.
your initial question, John, like what did I think of?
Yeah.
I just look. I love being the youngest, but y'all people I can learn from. I can learn from all three of y'all. So like, I was just excited just to be in the motherfucking room. I didn't know what we was gonna talk about.
I appreciate
but
that.
Look, I love the game, man. You
Yes,
teach me the
yes.
game, then I go play it better.
I love that.
So like,
man. I
like
love
learning
that.
everybody's different perspectives. Like I would have never knew you went through all that to get to where
Yeah.
you was at. And it's like when we're pursuing greatness, how we pursue it,
Mhm.
we ain't trying to go pursue being nobody's yes man. We trying to pursue putting people on.
Exactly.
That's what we're pursuing.
That's it.
So like how we pursue that, people don't understand that. Like, yeah, it might start high and then it get right back down. And
Yeah.
then you got peaks and valleys. So that peak, you're gonna hit a valley, and then that next peak gonna be super high. And then if you don't treat that high right, the next time, then that next valley
It's gonna be even
lower.
lower.
And they always
Yeah,
say
look.
too, the valley is a lot worse than the peak.
Baby,
as far as
every time.
All
how
the time.
intense
All the
that
time.
pain
Yeah,
is, man.
Yeah, all the
There's-
time.
You could be
It hurt.
You
It
can be on the
hurt.
top of the world, but it will never compare to how low that body
Right, to the
feels.
bottom.
Yeah, never.
Yeah.
Because being at the top sometimes it just be like, all right, this is cool.
Yep.
Like where the love at, because it get
Right.
lonely at the top.
It's lonely at the top.
It get lonely
It
because
is.
like especially like my first high had everybody with me. My low
You by yourself.
by yourself.
You by yourself.
So now it's like I say, Mike be telling me it's now. Now I be looking at some people and I be like, man, they can't be around. And he's like, bro, you just gotta understand people. People are people. They'll never understand
Yeah.
your low because they're not pursuing what you're pursuing,
Yeah.
so they don't know how you feel,
Mhm.
and they don't care how you feel.
Yeah. They don't see the low.
They don't see the low.
They don't see the low.
And even when you're low, like people like us, even when we low, we look high to them.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's what I'm like. Fuck, that's some crazy shit.
Man, what I learned is you never celebrate too much and
Mhm.
don't beat up yourself too much.
Never.
You
never.
try to stay as even as you can.
Literally
Yeah,
stay fair. You got to stay fair with yourself.
you do. So
Mhm.
Dave, what you think?
For
Because
me,
we go way back to Real Men Wear Pink,
Yeah.
cancer awareness when you
Yep.
did the jackets, and I think that was our first
yeah,
introduction.
2000, because I met everybody at Savoy as well.
Yep.
2015,
Yep.
16 time frame. And for me, man, I'm very big on energy. Energy is like the biggest key to me. And
Yeah.
if I just click and vibe with you right away, is my initial like, all right, I want to see
Yep.
who this person is, and I want to understand what they're all about. But then I don't want to say spy on people, but I watch them and I want to see how you treat people.
Yep.
And everybody I've
And
ever
what people say about you.
100%, yeah, and your interactions from day one were just always genuine.
Yep.
And that's something to me, especially at that stage when I was like, man, I was in a bad spot.
You were low,
I
but
was-
nobody knew it. I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Wow.
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I kept it. I mean, there was a stretch for 6 months where I had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and green apples, and that's all I could eat because
Wow.
I couldn't spend any other money on anything other than put it all into the business. And coming home and my power shut off, my gas is shut off, my electric shut off,
Man.
getting harassed by credit card collecting
Yeah.
companies and everything. And so to go through all that stuff, and then when I would interact with you, it's all positive and it's keep
Mhm.
pushing and say, let me buy off you and
Yeah.
support you. And so for me, that's why, and I've seen what you've done over the last 8,
Yeah.
9 years. And
Same here, man.
yeah,
Same here.
it's something that I'm proud to be in the room with you all. And
Real shit.
and I think this is the first of many for sure. And it's
like
it's a
that.
pleasure to be around.
I like that.
That's what it comes down to.
I
man.
like that. So,
Yeah.
fellas, y'all got a glass, man.
Man, hold on, man. Just
Uh-oh.
before we do this, thank God for Savoy.
Thank God for some.
Thank God for
Yeah.
Savoy.
Yeah.
Man, I miss Savoy.
I miss
man.
Savoy, man. That's
So do
making
I.
that
I
shit
miss-
hurts me. I
It
miss
hurts,
Savoy, man.
I'm trying to get Chuck ass on here, man. Chuck, he's one of my big fish, man.
Savoy-
I'm
like-
chasing him down right now.
Savoy.
Chuck, where you at?
Without Savoy, I would never met either one of you
Yeah.
guys.
Isn't that crazy?
Like
All the relationships I have here is because of Savoy.
Savoy,
All three of us.
Savoy made me dress better.
It did, man.
It made me
It was
dress
one of the only
It did,
places
man.
that people actually dress
You
well
had
in
to get.
Pittsburgh.
It don't matter
Get
how
that
much
back.
money you had. It don't matter who you was. You can't come here if you ain't got that shit on.
Yeah.
I miss Savoy, man.
Dave, we got to get you something, man. You, it's official, man.
Yeah,
For
man, we
sure.
gotta
No,
But
you
I'll,
don't
I'll-
drink,
I'll take whatever. It doesn't
You
matter.
take what?
Yeah,
Shit.
we
Well, ain't no whatever.
Yeah, that's
Brush, you got him?
We ain't no
It's
whatever.
all
Wait, what Bishop
Still-
at, man?
still boo.
Bishop told me about the brush story, man. I know
Thank
about
you,
it.
my
Bishop
man.
put me up on it.
Appreciate you.
We on whiskey.
Thank you, sir.
We on that whiskey.
We on that whiskey.
We on that
So,
whiskey.
fellas, I've said this a million times, but this is the first time I get a chance to say this to people who've never been here and party with us. You know what? Welcome to the Rich Room, man.
Welcome to the
Welcome
Rich
to the
Cheers,
Room.
bro.
Cheers.
Welcome
Cheers.
to the Rich Room, man.
The
The first of many. You are now officially Rich Room veterans. Officially. So, guys, man, you got crazy stories, and these are the things that you listen to, and we'll make sure we get it out to you so that you can get the impact of these stories. These are three guys who went through adversities, people telling them no, fighting bill collectors and everything else, fighting COVID, but came out of it winning. And that's the story. I want you guys to understand that, hey, listen, never quit. The inspiration is we got to keep going and we win. You got an ego, keep your ego, man. I'm sexy as hell. So
Yeah.
welcome you to the Rich Room. Come back, watch us. We got great content. Like, share, subscribe, get on us, and we're gonna bring it back to you. Cheers to you. Welcome. Cheers.
Cheers.
Appreciate you.
Y'all the shit, man. Y'all the shit. That was
This is incredible.
bro.
Incredible. As soon as I took a sip, I was gonna shout it out. Damn,
Dude,
bro.
you see I've been sipping on it over here, man.
Damn.
You see I've been sipping on it.
Yeah. Damn.